In this video, we will discuss adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators. You cannot add or subtract fractions if they do not have the same denominator. Thus, we're going to follow the following steps to add and subtract fractions with different denominators. First, we're going to find the LCD. Second, we're going to rewrite each fraction with the LCD as the denominator. Third, we're going to add or subtract the fractions. Once they have the same denominator, we're able to add or subtract the fractions. Then we're going to simplify or reduce or write the fraction in lowest terms. Let's do an example. Say we have 2 over 5 plus 1 over 4. The first step we're going to do is to find the LCD. The LCD between 5 and 4 is 20. And you would do this by writing out the multiples of 5, which are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. And then writing out the multiples of 4, which is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and so on. Then you find the number that is the smallest multiple between the two. And you will find that the smallest multiple is 20. So now that we have the LCD all figured out, we can rewrite each fraction in terms of the LCD. So we need to rewrite 2 over 5 so that it has a denominator of 20. So thus we have to figure out what do we need to multiply the denominator of 5 by to get 20. Well, as you can see here, we multiply 4 times 5 to get 20. If I'm multiplying 4 times the denominator, then I must multiply 4 times the numerator. So 4 times 2 is 8. So the fraction 2 over 5 can be rewritten as 8 over 20. So let's do the same thing for 1/4. We need to rewrite 1/4 to some number over 20. So we have to figure out what do we need to multiply 4 by to obtain 20. So we multiply 4 by 5 to get 20. Thus, we have to multiply the numerator of 1 by 5 as well. So 5 times 1 equals 5, and 5 times 4 is 20. So the fraction of 1/4 can be rewritten as 5 over 20. Now our fractions have the same denominator. They're equivalent fractions, but with the LCD as the denominator. So instead of 2 over 5 plus 1 over 4, we have 8 over 20 plus 5 over 20. We have to do this because we can't add the fractions the way they are written, so we had to rewrite the fractions in terms of the LCD. So 8 over 20 plus 5 over 20, we can simply add the numerators together, and 8 plus 5 is 13 over 20. And since 13 over 20 is a fraction that cannot be reduced or simplified, then that is our final solution. So let's move on to the next example. Okay, say we have 8 over 11 minus 1/4 plus 1/2. The first step, remember, is to find the LCD. So we're finding the LCD of 11, 4, and 2. You can write out the multiples of 11, write out the multiples of 4, and write out the multiples of 2, and you will see that the LCD is 44. So next, we need to rewrite each fraction in terms of the LCD, or rewrite each fraction so that the LCD is in the denominator. So these are the original fractions, and now we're going to rewrite in terms of the denominator. So since the LCD is 44, I need to multiply 11 by 4 in order to obtain 44. Thus, I need to multiply the numerator by 4 as well. In the second fraction of 1/4, I need to multiply the 4 by 11. Thus, I need to multiply the numerator of 1 by 11 as well. And in the last fraction of 1/2, I need to multiply the 2 by 22. Thus, I need to multiply the numerator of 1 by 22 as well. So now we can rewrite the new fractions. Instead of 8 over 11, we get 32 over 44. And instead of 1 over 4, we get 11 over 44. And instead of 1/2, we can write 22 over 44. And now we can just add the numerators. 32 minus 11 plus 22 is 43. And we have the common denominator of 44. And since 43 over 44 cannot be reduced, then that is our final answer.